And for those on the stream, here we are. I'll let you take it away, starting with Killer B.
Beautiful. Thanks for having us, Zach. This is Killer B. I'm here with Milmano. We're ready to see a 1v1. This is a best of one. Viper and Tim. One player will, both players will move forward, I believe, Zach. That's true, right? Sorry to put you on the spot, buddy. I believe both these players have qualified at this point, but we're still going to see a 1v1 here, I believe, for seeding purposes. This is Killer B. I'm here with Milmano. Milmano, are you there, my friend?
I am here, and I am excited. Who can grasp the most? Here, this is what we're going to find out. We're going to find out who can be grasped the best.
Who can grasp the most? I just wanted to answer your question real briefly. Both players will move forward. This is to decide the seeding at this point.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so we've got a game here between Viper and Tim. Tim playing as Panda TV as of late, but he's nice enough to put Tim in front of Panda TV for us here. We're going to see a really nice game. Both players will be playing as Magyars, which is actually another civ that you can do multiple things with. They are not one-dimensional by any means. Let's see. You can go to Halb, you can go Elite Skirm, you get Arbs, Champions, Paladins, lots of things. Obviously, very, very beefy Hussars for the Magyars. Any initial thoughts about this game, Mr. Milmano?
Well, we're on the map that is called Valley, I believe. It's actually a really interesting map. Lots and lots of hunt, especially towards it's actually a frozen river in this occasion, with a couple of small pools of shorefish, which is actually really key in this occasion, because if you're able to get a mill up of quite far forwards, take only the deer, but also that shorefish. I'm looking at one in particular, sort of in the middle between them, both of them, of course. As you can probably see it, actually,
absolutely.
Couple of cows nearby as well. So, but that's actually really interesting because of shorefish taken by villagers is the fastest gathering rate, except for Mongols and hunt. But anyway, so it's really important, I think, to both these players. Which I think they've played this map hundreds of times by now, to take the middle for the hunt. And I'll hopefully get to see maybe a drush out of this as well. You go forward those villagers, build down a mill, take the hunt, build a barracks next to it. Maybe have a little fight over the middle, who knows, or go for the drush anyway. But we'll see how it all plays out. But that's how I maybe hope to see. It's probably the bigger word than expect to see.
Sure, yeah. And at the moment, just notably, at least I'm always looking at wood lines early. Viper with 4 on wood. We've got Tim with 3. So Tim probably not thinking about super early aggression, but you never know. We'll keep our eyes open. These guys have a lot of history together. I think we'd be remiss not to mention that the Viper v Tim is maybe a few years back was the very best billing you could think of. The Viper and Tim squaring off. They had this sort of like a friendly rivalry thing going, and it was just beautiful to watch. Tim is back playing at top form. The Viper is back playing at top form, and we're looking forward to seeing another great Viper v Tim installment. At the moment, I'm seeing Viper dropping a couple houses. He's kind of starting to build up a bit of a wall on his side, going to block in a couple of flanks. Still does have the 4 villagers on wood, but at the moment, we have not quite seen whether he's going to go with aggression or not in the Dark Age here.
Yeah, it's actually got quite a nice map here for Viper in terms of the walling. Again, from a walling perspective, it's kind of a bit like Ghost Lake in some respects. You know, it's quite easy to wall these sort of choke points of the wood line. Maybe a little bit more spacious up to the north of his base, but not really that difficult to actually fully wall up, that's for sure. He's definitely got a line to follow, and he's actually going to put the barracks down that sort of north side. So interesting to note there. The only problem I think I do have with Viper's map is, well, he's got a back goal that's actually quite nice, but the rest of his goals are sort of towards the south of his TC and probably not in the best positions in that sort of, early game. So maybe okay in the late game, but we'll see how that all pans out. But just if he can't get control, of course, of the map, naturally these gold areas will be vulnerable, and if he doesn't able to get there, then he's in trouble. But we'll see how it all pans out. The good thing in that regard, though, of course, is that Magyar Hussar that comes with the Magyars is, if you get that technology as well in the castle, makes them cost 0 gold, and they're actually quite a strong unit for being trash, basically. So when you get to that 0 gold, so interesting to note there. Of course, the game of the Magyars, that +1 damage free from the blacksmith, the forging. So that makes the scouts quite a nice option to go for in that feudal age if you want to go for it. But actually, we'll see what's going to happen here, because we're now seeing that, of course, that drush from Viper. Tim is not going to go for that. Tim is what is actually Tim up to? He's actually got. I think he's gonna go for scouts, maybe. I don't know. It's quite late though. He's not even clicked up.
I think worth noting at the moment is that Viper's just now dropping his mill on a deer patch to the south of his TC. Also, as you said, and as I'm sure Zach is pointing the camera at, we've got some militia roaming forward, a drush coming from the Viper. The yellow player Viper can really use that drush to keep his opponent busy and probably totally and absolutely wall himself in before Tim comes forward at all. Like you said, what is Tim up to? Well, it looks like he might be going to go with scouts. He's on the way to feudal age. Of course, he's not taking any gold at the moment. Seems like a very normal decision. What is kind of an interesting decision is that Tim's got some vills on the berries next to his mill, but he's not killing the deer right next to that mill. That's kind of confusing to me. But for the moment, we will wait and see what Viper's Drush can get done here.
Yeah, I hope they haven't turned vegan because it's definitely the best food source to go for. Well, yeah, so this is actually really the case. He's gone to that feudal age now. He's at the halfway point. So,
Viper's laming some deer to the south. I mean, I know it's a tournament game. I'm just not used to seeing the Viper laming deer. He'll kill a couple deer with his militia. Sorry,
Good
go
man.
ahead, Milano.
Good man. It's why not situation. I mean, I think he's realized, Viper, that he's not really going to be able to get much done because the berries is really well protected thanks to that barracks and a couple of palisades. So close to TC that I think it's in firing range. So good luck getting there. And of course, I think he's realized well by now, even before looking to that wood line that it's going to be walled up because the drush has been seen. So Viper's just going to make the use of what he can with those militia to take out some deer, try and cut off some of the hunt that's close to Tim. So we'll see what he does with the rest of his militia. They can still be a little bit useful to him for scouting knowledge or maybe a little bit of an engagement with some scouts if that's what Tim's going to do, and that's exactly what he's going to do. 3 on the stable, by the way. He isn't hanging about. He wants to get this bad boy down. Let's go.
What I'd love to see here is Tim just totally not respect that drush anymore and send his first couple scouts forward because he does have a little bit of time before the Viper will be walled in. If he turns his first 3 or 4 scouts back to kill that drush, he's going to lose his window to hit Viper in the feudal age. So we'll keep an eye on the scouts here of Tim and see what he decides to do. But at least for the moment, starting to build up that feudal army here is the blue player. He's waiting for the engagement for the right moment. He'll send a spear forward to chase the Viper scout away. And yeah, Tim has really parried a drush here almost perfectly. I mean, he lost a few deer, but he hasn't really lost any major gather time. He seems to be incredibly safe. And he really does have an opportunity to make the Viper's decision to drush look like a really bad decision. And it looks like we have come to the breaking point of this wreck. So we should go into wreck 2, right, Milmano?
Milmano has died.
Oh,
dear.
I hope not really died.
I hope not too.
No. Oh, sorry. I had to. I just started talking. I had to pause because not pause to mute because my dad came in and was asking about the fish and chips for dinner.
Not now, Dad. I'm streaming. Okay.
Fish and chips.
Can't go wrong with some fish and chips, though. I mean,
Exactly.
come on, man.
Battered
it's the best.
sausage, my friend.
Oh
Battered
yeah,
sausage.
I love a good pucker pie, me.
Yeah, I've actually asked for that just in case there's no battered sausage. So I've got all bases covered.
Here. What are you guys talking about?
What is the best thing about British takeaway, my friend? You have no idea what is fish and chips in England. Oh. Anyway,
if you guys loaded up the second part, we can continue with that little fish and chip interlude. All right.
Well, I mean, we're not like the most important game of this qualification for like the viewers, but you know.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, great. We're in the second half. Go ahead, Milmano. What's on your mind at the moment?
Well, apart from the battered sausage, that is shortly. I think it's just more about Viper's being up and down to the feudal age. So I'm looking to see what he's up to. Stable from him, it's going to be. But look at Tim. He's got those 3 scouts. This could be denied. Oh, okay. He's on the ball. It's good to know Viper's actually concentrating, unlike me. So, whew.
Yeah, the Viper will quick wall in those villagers so they can't be taken down by scouts. But Tim has a minute here. He has a little bit of time to maybe try to hit the Viper. For the moment, the yellow player he's got some vills on the back taking deer, and they're going to take some damage from these scouts.
If you lose one villager here, okay, that's dead.
Yeah.
Can you get a return kill though, Viper? Unfortunately, not the Spearman did a couple of good jabs. That's one scout and half HP, but it's like one villager has been claimed. Sadly.
Yeah, that is a really great bit of pressure from Tim, able to grab a Vil without losing one of his scouts. And he will basically turn around by the looks of it and go home. He's going to take his one dead villager's soul with him, I suppose. Well, that got dark. But for the moment, the Viper will continue to build up scouts. He's going to add in a second stable here. Interesting to see that second stable. What do you think about that, Milmano?
I think actually it's kind of expected a little bit here from the Magyars in particular. If he wants to, he should get that. He's already got the blacksmith down. Yeah, smart guy, smart guy, Viper. Like he's 2K plus or anything.
Sure, yeah, he knows how to play.
But no, the second stable makes some smart sense in my opinion for Magyars because just a +3 automatically into that.
Wow.
Get the lines in, just go mass scouts, especially for a map like Tim where it's kind of open.
Much more open than a second, though. Go. Viper sent his spears forward, and Tim kind of ran around those spears. He circumvented them, and Tim can now run in and put some pressure on the Viper's scouts and maybe get back into his eco. Really interesting turn of events. The Viper sent his 2 spears forward to try to put pressure on Tim's scouts, but the Viper still has not completed his walls, and he's got 2 villagers who are under pressure right now. Looks like they will both live for now.
Oh, okay, one's definitely dead.
Yeah. Sorry, Milmano, I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, well, nothing really that important, to be honest. Just still actually the fact that Tim has not got that blacksmith down yet. So he's still not that +3 damage coming in. I didn't notice that Magyars have that, or he's just choosing not to at this point, maybe transferring into some archers or something. He's going to do that. He's got 300 gold potentially. Or he could be going for that bloodlines and looking to go up to the castle age. But having a look at his resources, I think he's looking to go towards archers just because he's putting more onto gold, and I don't think his economy is so well set up for extra scouts or anything like that, because look how many farms he's only got down just now. I know he's getting some hunt, but even still, his diversity in the food department is not quite there. Yes, Viper's got fewer farms, but he's actually being really bold here, Viper, going out at this stage to try and get some more hunt. Wow. Okay. I just contradicted myself like twice over in this past 30 seconds, but
Tim's scouts might find those villagers. Tim was running on a tangent at the moment. His fog of war, he can see the Viper's vills, and he's probably, what is he doing? Turn around, Tim. Tim's going to run away from that fight for a moment because Viper's scouts are nearby. But this isn't the Viper coming for hunt, Milmano. I think he's coming forward with 6 villagers.
He's going for a tower. Look at him go. Go for it, buddy. Wow. See what happens. Okay, he's putting a tower onto a barrier that's got 83 food left. I'm not sure on value, but I guess it gives him a platform for him to try and put some more pressure down on, I guess. But even still, if he's on stone, I guess he can build more with it. Okay, he's got 2 on stone, but this is quite an interesting move from Viper. I'm not too sure how effective it's going to be, though.
This is the aggression that we love to see from the Viper. He's always been a really aggressive and entertaining player, and this is looking like it's going to be a game where he's kind of into this feudal push with double stable scouts, bloodlines on the way, dropping a tower. He's taking stone at the moment. And yeah, the yellow player here is going to really go for it. 2 villagers on stone, maybe going to drop another tower, but 6 forward villagers, man. That is not anything to laugh about. Viper's next tower is going to have a lot meaner bit of focus. It's going to be dropped right next to the gold pile here of Tim. And Tim is going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to abandon his gold. And that is really going to be a problem. He doesn't have 200 in the bank to click up.
No, he does not. That's going to be a real problem for him there. Big fight happening right now, though. Has Viper got the bloodlines? Yes, he does. I was watching for that. So does Tim, but look at the numbers. And again, that +3 damage where Tim doesn't. And that's also affecting the Spearman too, by the way, for Tim. He hasn't got that extra +1 coming in. So that's really significant because Viper does, and he just cleaned up that scout like it was a hot knife through butter. And I tell you what, that was pretty sweet.
And Tim is now all in to push this tower down, but the Viper is, he's grabbing some vills here. He is doing some damage. Tim's got to stop this tower. He's got to knock it over and kill some of those vills inside, but he just can't commit the numbers at the moment. Viper's tower is still alive. Those 6 vills on the front I believe, are still alive. More scouts coming from the yellow player, again, out of 2 stables. Bloodlines, and like you said, once you build a blacksmith, you get the free damage upgrades with this Civ Magyars. So the Viper here just has the better scouts. He's had the better scouts for some time, and he's going to again kill several of Tim's vills, and this is starting to look like GG, Milmano.
This is looking horrendous. 35 pop for Tim. Viper's on 44. Oh, this is costing so much for Tim right now. It's hard to comprehend. But the 4 spears now coming in should clean this up now, the Viper scouts. And now here's the flip side, though, is that Viper's villagers are a little bit exposed.
Yeah, they're
out of the tower.
They're a lot exposed, headed back to that other tower, like you said. Viper was able to kill all 4 of those spearmen, but he did lose a lot of scouts in this aggression. The Viper's way ahead, but Tim is ready to continue to fight now that his gold is safe. But he has a real uphill climb now. This is going to be a tough, tough game for the blue player, Tim, who at the moment has no resources in the bank to click up to castle, and neither does Viper. These guys are going to continue to fight it out, I suppose, in the feudal age.
Yeah. This is going to be a long feudal war. Who doesn't love?
Snuck villager in the back from the Viper. 1 yellow vill. Do you see that one to the south of Tim's area?
South. Oh, but look, Tim is on the hunt though. He might find it. Fog of War. He was like 1 tile away. That is unbelievable. Oh, that is. If Tim ever watched a wreck over again, I don't know if he ever will, but that would be thinking, God damn it. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, at the moment, that 1 vill with a mean look in her eye on 32 HP is roaming around. Viper's got to be really careful not to get spotted by Tim. At the moment, she is still hidden. She's an unknown quantity. We'll keep an eye on that vill. She's not the only thing going on in this game. We still have a ton of scout fighting on the front. We still have Tim without a blacksmith. He does have 1 less damage on his scouts than the Viper does, and 1 less damage on his spearmen. So for now, the Viper seems to be holding under his tower on Tim's berries, but that 1 vill in the back is going to start to drop another tower, and look at the position of this tower. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh,
Viper here is he's gonna wall in that villager, and that 1 tower takes away 3 gold piles. Like GG to Tim's gold for now, right?
Yeah, well, that's so unfortunate. Tim's villager again, and look at the Fog of War. He was just going around, of course, the other side of that gold, and again, he's just like 1 tile away or 2 from spotting it. It's so unfortunate, but then again, there you go. But that tower is beautiful. That is like, just in the triangle formation, lovely. That job done. That's what I would say if I was Viper. Job done.
This is looking really good, and if he gets a chance to wall that tower in completely, Tim won't be able to rush it down with villagers, so he may quickly, as soon as it's finished, garrison, ungarrison, build a couple palisades around it, and maybe, just maybe, have a tower that is absolutely taken away a lot of Tim's gold options. So a really tough position for Tim. In the meantime, there is still a big feudal fight between scouts and spears up near the Viper's tower. Viper's forward villagers are still alive, though, so you have to think he's feeling pretty good about this.
Oh, but they are exposed. Like, yeah, he sent those 2 inside. The other 3 have to go up top. So he's splitting from the pack. But good news for Viper, though, he's actually up to the castle. Or going up to the castle. He's about 1/3 of the way up, and Tim's just only clicked up just now, and he's going to try and bum rush this tower down. He's going to get it down. Those 2 villas are going to have to be sort of like, Oh, he picked a vill off with that tower.
Yeah, look at another thing, though. Viper did not ever finish that tower to the south. He's decided he's going to completely wall it up, except for 1 panel. He's such a perfectionist that he's not going to finish it until it's totally safe in the middle of a bunch of palisades. So the Viper here absolutely, positively going to keep that tower safe and take away Tim's gold for now. Tim rushes down the tower on the front. He will kill a couple of Viper's vills here, though.
Yes, finally. Blood's been drawn after a long time. Must get a nice little feeling there for Tim. Although 2 rangers up from Viper, by the way, up just from the north from their mill, where he previously built. He's going to try and transition a little bit towards the crossbow route, I believe, unless he's got some other plan. I mean, have archers? No,
I'm just so interested in this tower from the Viper. He's going to wall his villager out of the tower for now, probably to do some more laming in the future. Castle Age just coming in for Viper. Tim is about 60% of the way up. The Viper has walled himself mostly in. Go ahead, Milmano.
Look at the archer rangers. I was joking about the cav archer. he's actually going for the cav archer.
We
Okay.
talked about we talked about this Civ being a really diverse Civ that you can do a lot with, and the Viper here sees this walled-in wood line from his opponent. He probably has seen villagers kind of scattered hither and thither, and it looks like he's ready to go do some cav archer raiding. Kind of a pretty darn uncommon unit choice for this Civ, at least in my experience, but I think it's going to be incredibly effective.
Yeah, I think it's definitely got. It's of course great for the raiding part and everything. The Magyars do get a +1 extra range, but that's a unique tech. So, and that I believe it's an Imperial tech as well, rather than. Yeah, I believe it's an Imperial tech as far as I'm aware. So, I don't think it's going to be able to get that just yet. But it's actually an interesting choice. I think it's going to be great. Still, I think it's going to give them some more mobility, give them some good raiding potential behind it as well. So. I think it's going to do a really good job there. So it's going to go straight to that wood line and start picking off some villagers. Yeah, nice.
And Viper's one forward villager is going to drop another tower. Tim's got a couple of knights out at the moment. Bloodlines with +2 damage, +1 defense. So some rather beefy knights out from the blue player. The cav archers coming in 3x3. Tim's trying to drop a TC on the front. He will get that down, but the Viper is still roaming around and annoying his opponent with tower after tower. And cav archers 3x3 at the moment. Viper on 1 TC.
Yeah, ooh, that's actually interesting. Don't know if anybody more. Well, he did build 3 rangers, so I guess he used quite a bit of wood up in the process. The other interesting to note as well in Rise of the Rajas, from the balance changelog, from what I read, and I'm not sure it's 100% because I know it changes, but I believe that generally cav archers have got been gold cost has been reduced by 10%, so they're a little bit more affordable. So that's something to viewers to know if they believe, like, oh my god, they're so expensive. They are, but they're a little bit cheaper as far as I'm aware. So
and
see how it
here
does.
we go. Tim will give the capital G, and we will call this game complete. Viper winning this one with a bit of a flourish. I love the forward towers. I love the Snuckville. And I love the cav archers. It's almost like he's putting his own stamp on this game. Not only winning it, but winning it with quite a bit of flair. Pretty much had a good position from the beginning. Tim did snipe a couple vills, and I was very hopeful that he was going to get some momentum on his side. But there's a reason the Viper is the most well-known player of AOC, and that's because he is an absolute beast. Really interesting and perfect play from him. Go ahead.
He just got the lawnmower out and just rolled over that grassy knoll of Tim. Because I tell you what, he did a really great job. Those 2 towers, by the way, on that gold, maybe we didn't touch on it enough, was really clever and pretty much key to the game here, because completely out of gold, what does Tim have? 3 scouts and a knight and a monk. I mean, that's it. Because what else is he going to do? So that just cut him off completely. And what do you do in that castle edge when you've got no gold? So really well played.
Worth noting, if you guys just joined us, Tim is not eliminated here. This game was for seeding, so we will see the Viper and Tim in the main stage of this tournament tomorrow. But they played this one to see who would be the higher seed. The Viper wins it with a flourish, but we may see a rematch of this game later in the tournament. Only time will tell. But yeah, that's it for us here